Welcome back to my channel. This is for the next, for April, for Libra 2023, the last 2 weeks of April and where things are headed. So some of the things that you'll be dealing with. Again, it's not going to resonate for all of you. It's more of a general read here. I feel like this is just everybody's on a different timeline. It's more along the energies versus predictions. So the energy around you will be of a particular quality, and you just sort of make your decisions based on what you're working with and how things look for that period time frame. So anyway, what I see here as the main cards out that you'll be dealing with is it looks like you have to persevere through a bit of a hardship of some sort. And again, there might be a few different stories too, because I mean, as we have many areas of our life that we're dealing with financially, emotionally, and all of that, when we're looking at the Devil card, to me, this one actually represents that some of you are dealing with a Capricorn, is the first thing I see here with the Devil. So it feels like a tense relationship. A tense relationship of some sort that is going to be a little bit more dominating here as well. So in the last 2 weeks of April, there's a sense of dominating. Even though I see the Six of Wands here, it just feels like that energy is still heartfelt, still somebody coming forward here with the Knight of Cups. But again, there's a sense of being a little let down here, because I feel like with the Four of Pentacles, I'm going to flesh this out as well, but this is just the general energy first off. The Four of Pentacles is a card of reserve, and it feels like you're kind of keeping something to yourself here. Could be in around finances as well, because we've also got that clarified with the Ace of Pentacles, even though that's further out energy. We also have the Four of Cups. So the level, this is clarifying for the Four of Pentacles, but it seems to me like you're disappointed in a scenario here that's in around a level of control. Somebody is overly dominating. It's letting you down because you're just not, you're a little closed off and guarded here. You still have the upper hand with the Seven of Wands, but I feel like you're confused about how you want to go forward here with that Seven of Cups energy. And then in behind here, we also have that Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like it's you kind of feeling a little cut off in some way, and like you're going it alone in some respect. But overall, like I said, I mean, the energy is still in your favor. You do have to persevere through the situation. This is just general, quick synopsis first, and then we've got the Page of Pentacles. There's still some kind of an offer on the table here, something to work with that will allow you to kind of move forward. But again, it's a very nominal sort of player here with the Page of Pentacles. It's like a small offering, a token. There might be some issues in around family scenarios here with the Ten of Pentacles. Could be in around money here as well, but there's a sense of having to kind of seclude, in that you're feeling a little more isolated because there is some jealousy or struggle in around with that Five of Wands energy. So again, that's just kind of the general synopsis, and then we'll just go through it here a little bit more in detail and see what else comes through. So again, when we're dealing with the Devil energy, that is sort of the main card for the last 2 weeks of April. So my take on that, of course, is that there is some sense of this is a relationship of some sort. I mean, it could be destructive, you know, behaviors, patterns, that kind of thing. But if we were talking about it in that regard, I don't really see it as destructive with all the other cards that are surrounding. So to me, it feels like more of a relationship. Again, you could have some level of temptation to this Capricorn energy, and there might be some indulgences that way. But either way, you know, whether this is, you know, some kind of physical attraction that is quite strong and pronounced, it still feels like you're kind of tapped into it, thinking about it, but something about this person's behavior possibly could be a little bit hard for you to manage, just because I still feel like there's something that's being held back here with the Four of Pentacles. So this again could be money in a more, you know, specific way, but it could also be you just being, even though there's a lot of chemistry in this particular area, it still feels like there is a sense of not being quite happy with the scenario. That Four of Cups is still, you know, still balanced energy to a certain degree, but I feel like you're just not feeling like something's living up to your expectation with that Four of Cups, because again, there's some disagreement further out here, although that seems to be more on the family front or jealousy or something there. But Like I said, Four of Cups is you just feeling like something is not, you're not certain of something. You feel like there's a void of some sort emotionally, you know, that something is, there's possibly a little discontent, you know, self-pity or whatever that might also go with that here. But either way, it's a passing, fleeting energy. It's not the main card out. It's just a clarifier. And again, it feels like it's kind of a fleeting sort of moment in time. Let's put it that way. It doesn't feel like it's draining you in any real way. It just feels like you are kind of headed in a direction that is more along the lines of profit, more along the lines of focusing on money. Even if there is a disillusion or, you know, of some sort here with the relationship aspect from the devil. And again, it feels like there could be just, you know, some real letdown. I don't really see any swords out here indicating that there's some kind of harsh words, big argument, or anything like that. It just feels like things are just not quite what you're expecting them to be. So, again, this could be in relation to, you know, a work situation here as well. But for me, I usually have to see like an ace or some big major arcana that would represent a job, which I don't see out here. So to me, it feels like it's more along, maybe you're rejecting an offer from somebody here that, when I say rejecting an offer, I'm just kind of looking at the other cards here. Like this is still pretty positive, even though there's kind of a domination sort of element here. But again, like I still feel like, you know, it just feels like something isn't quite what you were expecting anyway. So I can just leave it at that. These again are just more the clarifiers further out there. But when I look at the Four of Pentacles, like I said, that's still a card of balance. There is still a lot of cards of balance here. But for sure, the Four of Pentacles is, you know, wanting that strong financial base, which is really where I feel you're at. I feel like things are still pretty stable in the month financially. You know, you're feeling pretty protected and rooted in your, you know, your surroundings, that kind of thing. But I still feel like you're kind of clinging to what's familiar here as well, even though there is a sense of something new on the horizon here with that Ace of Pentacles further out. But again, you're not quite open to that space yet. It feels like there might be a little bit of disappointment around possibly a father figure or something here with the Emperor, or somebody who's, you know, quite in control, or possessiveness might be part of the issue here as well. But I feel like you're still in a strong foundation energy here. Like I said, because you've got the upper hand and everything with the Seven of Wands and all of that, it just feels like you're just kind of guarding against anything that could disrupt any of that as well. There could be some discontent in around a particular job of some sort for others. Not going to speak to all of you, but it still feels like you have a pretty good foundation here, and there's some future successes that will be, you know, en route further ahead. Not in that space yet. We have a lot of clarifying energy, but definitely speaks to some changes that will be happening here maybe toward the end of April. And for some of you, it'll be a little further out. But Ace of Pentacles is, you know, positive rewards for hard work, all of that. But it is stability and abundance, and it's, you know, solidarity and all of that. Things being you initiating a plan of some sort of action that may not yet be playing out, but it will be probably into May, is what I see there. But again, it still feels like there's just some energy around contemplation is what I would say for the most part. You might be wanting to kind of, you know, upgrade or build something here. Like I said, with that Ace of Pentacles, that is going to be long and enduring legacy kind of money here is what I would say. So I feel like you're on the right path into this, whatever this new enterprise is, or new business or financial opportunity or investment, whatever it is. It will accrue some kind of satisfaction in terms of long-term security for you. I do feel like you have a sense of how to manifest something into creation here. But like I said, I mean, we've got 2 sevens here, which is kind of a magical number for something to kind of turn around things, you know, make something happen. And I do feel like you're making you're doing things based on, you know, wise action and that kind of thing, because you've got the Hermit card further out. Again, these are just the clarifiers, so they're not in the card in the month right now with the things that you're dealing with for the last 2 weeks of April. But with that Seven of Wands, it is a lucky sort of number in terms of doing things in perfect order, but it's also about luck and magic and that kind of thing. So things that are kind of moving in your favor just by virtue of being at the right place, the right time, but also knowing, you know, how to be at the right place at the right time to make, you know, take advantage of a particular situation. So you do feel like you have numerous options available to you because of that, and you will get through whatever your problems are that you might be faced with in the last 2 weeks of April. Strength card again still, and with the Emperor card here as well. Again, this is further out energy, but I mean, they are still cards of even thinking about retirement for some of you with the Emperor and the Hermit energy. That is still, you know, feeling disappointed with where things are currently, but, you know, still feeling as though there is some hope for the future here, even though there's going to be some struggle that would be involved. I think that there might be disappointment in how you know, you don't feel like you have full control over a situation just yet, but I feel like, you know, with focused intent, that's things will kind of open up here. You know, putting your plans into action and all of that. But again, even with the four, because you have some luckier numbered cards here, like I said, with the Four of Pentacles, and then the two sevens here, even though the other is a clarifier, even the strength, you know, 2 4s with the 8, with the strength, it just feels like you are still in a pretty balanced month here with the last 2 weeks of April. So you will be able to get your plans into action, and you just have to, and you will earn some more money here up ahead. You're just holding on to it right now. And it doesn't feel like you have to necessarily because everything's falling apart. It feels like you have to because it's almost like you're aware of where things are now, and you're just going to try to build some sense of order around you, and just keep things fairly consistent, might be the best word for it. Like I said, when I see the Seven of Wands up there, I mean, the 7 for sure is a card of you having the upper hand, even on, you know, because you're able to really incorporate things. When you've got the 7, it's like I said, more of a magical number, meaning you know how to incorporate lessons and ideas. And so if somebody gave you like 100 different random thoughts about something, you'd be able to figure out a way to operate, how do I say that, with within that chaos, I guess maybe is the best way to, you know, how to structure it out somehow so that things will kind of move in your direction. But again, it's still about, you know, contentment and that kind of thing on a certain level, because you're in an advantageous position. So I don't feel like you don't know how to, like, you might be disappointed with other people, but I feel in terms of yourself, I feel like you're meeting your challenges and you're actually able to, you know, figure out how to make decisions that are going to benefit you overall. But again, this can still be in around incorporating learning and teachings and things, wisdom and knowledge, that kind of thing. You're in that place of being able to kind of amalgamate all that together, and able to make something steadily move in your direction toward that realization of a goal. But it's just believing in yourself, I feel, and you're able to strike out on your own, that kind of thing. And again, even though I still feel like emotionally you might be a little afraid of getting hurt here, I feel like you're just going through some kind of phase, because they're not major arcana. It's just you're going through another phase of persevering and sort of staying true to your vision, all of that. When I see the strength card out there, like I said, that's a major arcana card, of course, and it definitely still speaks to imbalance, or sorry, implies that there's balance going on here in a situation, and you just need to be patient with your abilities, but, you know, you have to be strong, weathering whatever it takes, you know, kind of mentality. With the Hermit, you know, you're going to be still using a lot of your wisdom and your belief set, you know, and you need to kind of control even your mind to a certain degree here with that 7 of Cups energy, because I don't feel like you're fighting yourself so much as sometimes the mind becomes confused or goes off in too many directions, you know, where you're because there's so many options here, and it's so sometimes I feel like you just need to seize control of your thoughts and able to go forward with your plans. And especially too when it's further out with that Ace of Pentacles, I need this one step forward. But again, you might be just in that space of considering your options, but I feel like you are capable. You're very capable of getting to where you need to go. You just have to write out some of the, you know, the energy that's required to get to this place. And again, that comes from reining in your energy, and that's probably why the Four of Pentacles, reining in your emotional energy, your physical energy, so you can kind of capitalize on things, you know, for yourself, you know, in a bigger way further out, because this is willpower, this is determination with the Strength card, and wanting, you know, willing to sort of do what you have to do to get to where you need to go. And again, it's kind of, I don't feel like you're at a specific turning point necessarily in this month. It's more about just doing the work cycle, you know, doing the things that you need to do to kind of keep things going. But again, whatever this path is, it feels like it's already an established one for you. And I don't feel like you're really confused about the pathway, because you're getting the cards of endurance with the Strength card. And again, that's a card of an 8. So again, you're still sort of working through something here. But you are moving toward the Ten of Pentacles, so that it would be the card of, you know, a fair amount of happiness and good things coming out with that. But again, even with the clarifier from the Strength to the Page of Pentacles, right? The Page of Pentacles, it's like a small step further out here is going to be taking place, because right now you're just holding back. You're holding back and considering some things here. And again, you've got the Nine of Pentacles, so it feels like kind of a solitary energy going forward in this month. So I think on the last ones there, you were still working toward something completing. You were in sort of a 9 end, but it's still, you're still working through something else here. You haven't quite reached your 10 yet, but in all the areas that would sort of bring about this other 10 of Pentacles, but that is where you're headed. The 10 of Pentacles is still that card of like going from, sorry, that was the 9 of Pentacles, to the Page of Pentacles after the Strength card. So there's going to be a small step forward. And again, with that Page of Pentacles, it could very well be around school that you are considering here, because the Page of Pentacles is a card of study for me. So I feel like you are trying to, generate some new beginning here in terms of, it could also be an investment or finance or something on that level too, but it definitely speaks to good news either way that's coming through that will be going further out. It just feels like some kind of level of education is what's being considered here for growth. Sorry, and like a potential of some sort in that area. Again, there's still a sense of sorry, can't be deterred from your goals with the Seven of Wands. But when we get to the Ten of Pentacles, that is more of a transition and a renewal kind of card. Sorry, guys. So again, Ten of Pentacles will be when you sort of reach some sense of abundance or mastery over something here, and then you'll be able to transition into a new beginning here. But it just feels like there's some study involved here for sure, because I've got Hermit further out, I've got Page of Pentacles further out. It's definitely cards that sort of speak to something that's going to be quite an involved, happier time, but you know, it'll be a happier time when you finally get to this end stage. But right now, like I said, I just don't see, you're still back here with the Four of Pentacles, the Ace, and the Page, and that's yet to come. So that's still something that's kind of being worked through. I don't feel like you're quite in a space of abundance and happiness, and especially too when I see that you're still struggling to go ahead here with that Five of Wands energy. I mean, this would be family, stable family life, that kind of thing with the Ten of Pentacles. But again, I just feel like there's some struggle still around that security and getting things to that point right now. So again, you're trying to establish some sense of wealth, or, you know, passing on of the power, or however, some kind of financial security, but I don't feel like you're quite in that space where you have any kind of complete completeness. Because of that 5, there is some changes that need to be made on that front, because you have to progress in the area of family somehow, or in this stability front, unable for something to move ahead. So the change that I think by the end of the month that you really need to consider is that there is some jealousy that's still around you. And I do feel like you might be putting out too much energy. And I feel like with the Hermit card, it's telling you the advice is, you know, step it back, don't engage, keep your mindset, you know, fairly stable, and don't overreact, don't compete, you know, don't be easily triggered, don't be easily threatened, you know, by any kind of words or struggles in this period. You know, you want to keep your energy rising high and vibrating high, so to speak, and try to keep things in a direction where you're able to still rise to the challenge, but you don't want to battle everybody and everything when you're going through a period of needing to keep your energy focused on your goal and focused on, you know, you might not have a lot of energy to put forward into the battles here. So that's why I'm saying it's more a sense of trying to be giving yourself a break, create the game plan here with the Hermit energy. You know, take that time to sort of pull back and really assess what is going to be the best way for you to move ahead. Hermit energy is a really strong energy, like I said, around school and that kind of thing. So I feel like that's where a lot of this is headed. So it doesn't have to be direct school as in, you know, headed into, you know, formal education necessarily. Some of you it might be, but it does mean that you are having to self-reflect, that kind of thing, do some soul searching, and then kind of draw on some hidden resources to be able to manifest whatever this 10 of Pentacles is for you. So it could be you being the teacher, somebody else giving you the teaching, however that resonates, but it's still a period of you trying to find more within yourself to be able to move something ahead and grow it. But again, there's something that you could be dwelling on here too that's in around a family matter because of that 5 of Wands. Because it feels like you're withdrawing to sort of recover something, you know, whether within you or around a situation. Maybe you feel like you need some kind of enlightenment of some sort, but it's following your inner guidance and sort of going on this personal quest. But again, it's still trying to find balance, and it almost still feels like something is still on hold in the month of the last 2 weeks of April. It still feels like something, it doesn't feel like a setback. It just feels like you're just doing same old in the last 2 weeks. Nothing significant that's going to make any big directional change. So just keep on the path here is what I'd say over the last 2 weeks. And again, I'll do further reads and we'll kind of try different angles and see how things sort of things generate. But whatever it is, it's still kind of it's still developing in some way because of that Ace of Pentacles. It's just you're pondering something here more so in the last 2 weeks of April. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Libra, for, again, last 2 weeks of April. Keep moving forward. Never give up or give in. Just keep to the path and know that you're on the right path. No cards here tell me that you're otherwise. Everything is still going in a direction of forward movement. But again, just you're in a space of contemplation. So stay to the path.